Hey guys, it's Amber, and aren't you guys all excited? It's that time again. Time for an anti-haul. Hope you missed the anti-haul in December. It was just too crazy for me to get one out. It's time to do another anti-haul. The New Year releases are coming out. You know there's tons of them. We're going to cover a few of them. But you guys, we don't need it all. Just say it with me. I don't need it. I don't need it. So if you guys aren't familiar with how I do my anti-hauls, what I like to do is I like to pick things that are up and coming releases, things that I might normally be tempted to buy. These aren't products that I hate. They're products that I would be tempted to buy, and I'm gonna shop my stash, look through what I have, and instead of buying these and hauling them, basically, I'm going to look through what I already own, find something that I can use instead. So these aren't going to be product dupes, they aren't color dupes, they're not going to be quality dupes or high-end drugstore dupes. It's just basically like, hey, I really want this thing, but instead of spending all that money, I'm going to use what I already have, which probably needs more use, instead. So that's the gist of the idea. If you guys like that idea, make sure you subscribe. I have a whole playlist if you guys are interested in seeing more anti-hauls. And without further ado, let's get on to it. So the first thing is Too Faced is dropping an entire unicorn collection. Yes, you heard me right. It is an entire collection. So I'm not going to talk about everything in the collection, but I am going to talk about a few items. The first thing is they have lip toppers. Now these are $19. So I got a gift card to Sephora. And I decided to try out something from Huda Beauty because I haven't ever tried anything from her line before. And also I got rid of my Mirabella glosses that I was panning, and so I wanted something light and fun. And I don't know if this doesn't say unicorn, I don't know what does. It's a nice little lip topper lip strobe. Really fun and glittery, and so because I purchased this recently, I really don't need to purchase this hyped up unicorn lip topper because, I mean, you know, I've already got some going on here. Next is the Festival Refresh. Supposed to have some sort of amazing qualities, I'm sure, but I'm like, dude, I totally got illuminating setting spray in my BoxyCharm. This is from Cover FX. It does have a little bit of glitter. I can't imagine wanting it more glittery than this. And even though if it looks really cool in the bottle, like, you don't always want that over your whole face and body. So this may be more fancy and stuff, but for me, this is like a good amount of glitter I'd want in a setting spray if I'm feeling the vibe. Next is their Life's a Festival Peace, Love, and Unicorns eyeshadow palette. It's $42. And whenever I need some bright colors in my life, I will grab my little singles from Coastal Scents. I know I talk about these a lot because they're cheap and I've got a lot of nice bright colors, but I've got those greens right there. I've got this nice hot pink, purple coral right there. Got some of those warm colors. So I'm like, really, I look at this and I think there's nothing that gives me besides maybe something that's a little more duochrome that I can't find in this or another shadow in my collection. So I really don't need it. All right, next is the White Peach palette from Too Faced. Now, this palette to me is just a lot of muted pinks and light colors, and then like a black and a shimmery gray. It's like not something that I'm like, wow, super excited about, but I'm like, oh yeah, it's pretty fun, and it's like part of the peach collection, which has been super popular. But I'm like, if I really want rosy, peachy pink tones, what should I grab for that I already have that I never use, which I should use more? Why not pull out my friend Naked 3? Now these aren't going to be exactly peach tones, but I'm like, I've got pinks, I've got kind of these mauve-y, look at all these nice light shimmering shades right in here. Perfect to make that type of look. And then look, some nice dark shimmery colors. I think I've got it covered. All right, next, new from the drugstore, Milani is releasing a palette, which does look amazing, and it's great that the drugstore is bringing out this type of palette. I totally get that, so this is no way bashing this or anything, but they're bringing out a palette called Bold Obsessions. I think it's already available, and it's pretty. It's a basic neutral. It's got some golds and some burgundy tones and little pops of like cool gray. Then I was like, what do I have that's drugstore that could dupe that or could, you know, work for that? And I was like, you know, I have those Wet n Wild Au Naturel palettes, and between the two of these, I've got one that's more berry and one that's more classic. I'm like, between the two palettes, I've got the burgundy going on here, I've got some peachy, some gold, the dark gray and black. I pretty much have any color that's in that palette right here, drugstore price. You feel me? All right, next, you've probably seen all about it. Urban Decay launched a collaboration with Kristen Leanne. I don't know who she is per se, but her palette does look really cool, and there is a very colorful palette that has kind of like squares and circles, and I was like, okay, I can feel that. Some bright colors, you know, very classic Urban Decay. But you know, if I'm looking for color, and I mean a lot of color, I always go to my Mi Vida Loca. I mean, what drew me into this was that bright greeny lime green. I'm like, I totally have that. You're right here, got those blue colors. Oh look, and I even have some like oranges over here. So I pretty much got it covered. I really don't need to spend the money, guys. I bet you don't either. But I know it's fun, but just saying, don't feel bad because you probably already have something. All right, next is, seriously, I don't hate Too Faced. It just seems like they're coming out with a lot of things, but they recently brought out their Glow Job face mask. This is the one where I'm like, I really have no interest in my life being so extra that I pay that much more money to have glitter in my mask. I mean, it looks really cool for Instagram and for videos. I mean, no doubt it's adorable. And if you're just living your extra life, you know, being all fancy, great. But for me, I'm like, no one sees me when I have my mask on, so I really don't care if there's glitter in it. So I would just use a normal face mask. Next, Natasha Denona came out with her Diamond and Blush palette. She has 2 different palettes. They've got a mixture of creams and powders, and they are beautiful. And I'm saying in no way is this quality going to be Natasha Denona. So do not say, that's not even a fair comparison. I know it's not a fair comparison, but I'm saying for me, when I need a blush palette, I've got one that's super affordable from City Color. It's got a ton of colors, and I have a drawer full of lots of others, and I just barely got in my Boxy charm this little Pure Bronze and Brighten, a nice little blush here, and these really nice sparkly bronzer and highlighter. So I don't feel like I need that. I feel like I've got plenty to work with. And if I want something that's like a palette, I've got this, or just blush, I've got this. So I'm pretty well covered. All right, so Kylie Cosmetics is at it again. She has brought out her new Blue Honey palette, which there's been lots of controversy because everyone is comparing it to every palette, like ColourPop and all these other palettes, saying like, oh my gosh, it's so much the same, so much the same, so much the same. And then I'm like, you know what? That looks like my Winky Lux palette. So you look at this, I'm literally looking at a picture of it, and I'm like, okay, so you've got a lighter tan color. There's one right there. You know, you've got kind of your sparkle. Now this is a duochrome, so that's not quite the same, but you know, kind of got something in the bluish category. You got the sparkly blue right here. Now I don't have like a matte teal peacock blue, but you go into the like burgundy and the gold tones right here. And then you've got the little bit of a brown. This one's darker, but I'm like, this, I could probably get so much of a similar look that it's like, it's really funny. Like, I'm like, wow, they're even kind of shaped the same. I know this is a popular format, but I'm just like, dude, I'm so covered. I'm not tempted to buy Kylie Cosmetics anyway, but even if I was, I don't need to be because I got this. And last but not least is the new Tarte Shape Tape Foundation. A lot has been said about this, so I'm not going to go on a rant, but we can all agree as a community that the launch that was anticipated was very disappointing. Tarte's trying to fix that with bringing out more shades because like 12 shades of white and 2 shades of deeper tones is just not acceptable. So I'm glad they're trying to fix it, although I feel like for a lot of people it's a little too late and a lot of people are just totally done. But there are a lot of companies that are coming out with more foundation shade choices, and it is something that is slowly progressing. So I'm going to stick with my Milani Conceal and Perfect. So besides the drama involved, this is easy for me because I already have them, and I don't want to be purchasing a ton of foundations if I can't use them up, because I feel like foundations are things that go on your face. I don't like to have so many of them because I feel like they would go bad faster, and where it's going on my face, I'm a little more paranoid because it's like the first thing versus like powders where I feel like they stay better longer, if that makes sense. But yeah, so they get to be on the list because 1, I don't need it, and 2, you know, there's a little bit of drama there, and I think it's good that people are speaking out and saying, you know, this is not acceptable. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll put my grand total down below. You know, I love to do me my little cha-ching because I love to see how fast it adds up. Even when I only pick a few products, it still adds up fast. And before you know it, you're spending like $300 and you're like, wow, I just spent $300 on stuff I really didn't need. Thank you guys so much for watching and all the love and support. I'll see you guys next time and have a great day. Bye.